to create over £1 billion of equity and over £10 million per month in net cash flow.
Welcome everyone to another special episode with man like Claudius Vertesi. Say hi, Claudius.
Hi guys, my name is Claudius.
Greetings. So today we're going to talk about Claudius's goals. Now, goal setting is something that is a bit tricky. It's kind of like, oh, do I set it here or do I set it here? Like, how do I work this out? Now, Claudius showed me his goals and he was scrolling down and it just did not stop. He just kept on scrolling. But we're going to talk about a really big goal. I think it's big anyway, that Claudius wants to achieve before he's 30. So if you do this, when you do it,
Yeah.
you'll be 30 under 30 with Forbes. Like,
Yeah, just under 30, yeah.
Just under 30. So, let's go straight into it, right? So if you haven't seen our previous video, go and watch it to learn more about Claudius and kind of what we're doing here. But tell everyone that goal, the big one.
Yeah, so currently I have no property, so I'm pretty much starting. I've been to quite a few seminars the past 8 months. I've done almost every property seminar that there is. And just last week, I started viewing so many properties. And I'm about to get my first deal just in the next few weeks. So I'm documenting this on my channel called Property Investing with Claudius Vertesi. You can check it out in the description, subscribe on there. So my goal for the next 7 years is to create over £1 billion of equity and over £10 million per month in net cash flow. So if you calculate this on £1 billion equity, 120 million pounds per year would be a 12% ROI, which is very conservative.
Yeah.
But then also my goal is over £1 billion of equity. So this would allow for me to have more in equity, because ultimately on bigger projects, you're not gonna get your 20% ROI that you get on your 50 grand houses.
No, you're not. It's going to drop, and I think
it's gonna drop.
I think what's interesting about that is though that sounds, I know you've given it 7 years, it still sounds very unachievable, and it sounds very like, how the do I do this? So like, tell people, like, in your head, how is this worked out? Like, how, because people probably heard that and thought, this dude is going to be working 24 hours a day, he's never going to sleep for 7 years, he's going to be lit all the time. But how are you going to achieve that in that time? Like, how does it make it more sort of tangible for people? How can they do the same?
That's a very good question. And also we talked about goal settings and how to set goals. One of the things that, one of the misconceptions, people think about goals, like most people, first of all, they tend to set goals a lot lower than higher. So most people, they set way too low. And the biggest mistake is people set goals based on what they think they can achieve from their current situation, but they don't allow for the growth they go through as a person, which then allows them to reach the goal, and the compounding effect of you growing. So right now, me as a person, I would not know how to get to over £1 billion in equity and to create this business. But I set the goal now, so I commit first to making it my goal, and then I figure out the rest as I go. But the important thing is that the goal is high and significant enough to have your full attention on there, and actually also, so it has to be big enough, so it drives you, it motivates you. It's not just, well, I'm gonna make another £1,000 a month, you know? And it has to be life-changing. And also, I think it's important to have a set date, right? To make it actually real, because a goal without a date is a dream. Would you agree?
I agree, and I think what you said there, two things, everyone listening, £1,000 a month, and as Gary Vee kind of always says, if that's what you want, that's fine. There's no negative, there's no positive, it's whatever you want. So it could be 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 a month for you, and you're sorted, set. It doesn't have to be £1 billion in equity. It could be £1 million, whatever. It is okay to have your own goals. So don't feel like sort of, oh no, but Tej and Claudius said this. No, it's whatever the hell you want. Right? That's your goal. There are goals. So when it comes to like achieving this goal, I think something that's really interesting. What you said there is about the motivation. I think, and I heard this from, I can't remember who, but your goal has to be big enough so that it motivates you when things are rough, right? Because like you said, for you, if things were rough and you were like, oh, another £1,000 a month, that ain't gonna motivate you. You're the kind of person who's like, okay, 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month, what are we talking about? So That goal there, I know you said you're going to do it as you go along, but have you got a sort of plan or like a right, I need this many units, that many of that? How is
yes,
that working?
it's actually a very, very good question, Tesh. And I actually, like every single day, like, and I've done this so many times, I'm typing into my calculator how many singlets I would need, how many HMOs I would need, how many blocks of flats this size I would need, how many of the, like every single time. And I'm just thinking, like with just houses, I would need at least 10,000 houses worth, no, more, like way more, right? So
way more.
Way more.
Like,
so
just a lot of houses,
so you would need so many houses. So sorry, what was your question again?
Like, have you practically made like this goal in
Yeah.
your head? Do you know how you're going to get to? Like, are there steps or not?
Yeah. So I think that if you set a goal and you already know how to achieve it, the goal is way too low. So you have to set a goal where you go, oh, this is so big, I don't know how to do it, but I make it my goal. So it allows for you to grow. So let's say for instance, you are like a baby cat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, and you couldn't imagine being a lion and taking down like big other animals, right? So you would never set a goal. You would say, oh, I'm gonna catch a mouse, right? And you set a goal. My goal is to catch 10 mouse per day. But that's when you set a goal. Do not set it based on your current beliefs and your current abilities, but set a goal that you know with your current abilities you cannot achieve, which allows for you to grow as a person, to become the person, to then achieve your goals. So basically, if you were like a baby cat, right, and then a normal person would set the goal, I'm gonna catch 2 mice per day or 10 mice per day, right? But if your goal was to get a take down big animals, you know, kill them and eat them, you would have to become a big strong lion. So from a baby cat to a big strong lion, like you can see the size you grow. It's like an analogy from the person you grow and your abilities and your skill to then do this. So the goal has to be big enough, it has to have a certain time date on it, and you need to have a strong why and tap into your emotional triggers and why it's important to achieve this goal. And then also just set it bigger. So whatever your goal is, just set it a lot bigger.
Yeah, and I think what you said about your current situation is so important, because I kind of did this. I said, oh, let me do rent to rent because I don't have that much money. But then I was like, hold on a minute. Yeah, I don't have that much money, but can I not get it in a month, in 2 months? So if you're thinking, oh, let me do rent to rent, let me do deal sourcing, but you're thinking, oh, I don't really like it, I'm just doing it because I got no money, then think, yeah, you haven't got money now, but in a week, could you not get money? So yeah, position yourself and your goals and maybe even your current strategy on your future self and where you could be in the future. I'm obviously not, you know, deal sourcing and all these strategies are good, but just think about where you want to be. Think about being that lion or lioness, not the kitten that you might be, and as lovely as kittens are. So tell me another one of your goals, Claudius. Come on, stun me again.
Another goal. So those are the 2 property goals in terms of equity and cash flow. My other goal is I want to get over 1 million subscribers on my property investing channel.
Damn.
I already have over 1 million on my scootering channel where I do scooter tricks, all that stuff. Property, I think it might be a little bit harder because it's just a more niche thing.
Yeah.
And I would have to make a lot of videos that appeal to many people. And just make property interesting and exciting, even for people who might not be investing. Because most investors usually are not on YouTube. They view properties. They are like in their pension, in their suit, in their holiday and stuff. So and I love making YouTube videos. So that's one of the things which basically gives me also confidence, because I'm very good at YouTube. And it's just like, once you're a real YouTuber, like, I mean real blooded, like you got YouTube in your blood flowing, you can't stop making content. It's like, I have to keep making videos. I was even thinking not filming videos about property, you know, do it behind the closed doors, and then
you couldn't resist that, mate. Come on,
and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna film it, but I'm gonna keep it on my hard drive, and then in 1 year make a documentary. I was like, nah, no, I can't be doing this. I need to film a video, get it out, film a video, get it out. I need to do this. So and I love it, and it's great for building a network and stuff and inspiring
and
people.
I think another thing which we haven't touched on is your goals can be fluid. Like in 6 months, you might turn around and say, maybe I don't want to do that now. Maybe I want to do something different, or maybe that was too high or too low, or not enough, or or you may even say, I don't want to do property anymore. I'm not saying you will, but people, I've actually discovered that it's not really for me. So your goals can change.
What are your goals in property?
So my goals, again, they are fluid, and I do let them change as and when they need to.
What's your big goal? Let's say 10 years from now.
Ooh, so 10 years
You're 26, you're 36.
Oh, hope I still
Are you going to have a
look so
family?
young. Yeah, family, marble, a house built out of marble, everything, foundations, I don't care, everything marble, bit of granite as well. The main thing for me in 10 years is that I won't be buying properties anymore. And in fact, I think in about 4 years, I will stop buying, and I will take my money and I'll give it to someone like you who has the energy to keep going for 7 years and say, here we go, give me 20% a year, right? like a bridger, but legit, that's what I would do. Because you know what, you get to a point, not everyone, where you're like, you know what, I've bought enough, I've bloody ran around buying houses. Now, I'm gonna give my money, someone like you, to a bridger and say, right, just make me money. Because people who invest in me, people who will invest in you, I like that. My investors say, Tej, I don't want to view properties. I don't want to speak to agents. Here's my money. Give me a return. Buy. And that's what what I will be doing in a certain time frame. So for me, it's the financial freedom is the big goal. Yeah, they're numerical goals, but honestly, I'm not fussed. Like, money is not really important to me. Money is not like a driver. It's okay. If I want the nice cars, if I want the marble, if I want the holidays and the cheese and the good food, I need money. So my goals are more like, right, am I in a position where, some people call it financial opulence, where I can give enough to charity.
So how much would that be? How much in passive net cash flow per month? And how much in equity?
So equity I haven't really considered, because it doesn't mean anything to me. It's like, yeah, it's there and you could liquidate it, but it doesn't pay the bills until you need to liquidate it. So I think about cash flow. So for me, like, being like absolutely like whatever, I just don't care anymore. Honestly, mate, like 20 to 25k a month actual profit in my pocket for doing nothing. I mean, I can buy a lot of Bentleys for that. I can buy a lot of land. Like, I'm sorted. Family gets covered, holidays. I don't need to work a day in my life. But I'll probably stop at like 30. Just so I can give more to charity. I can do more with it.
That's actually, and if you put this into perspective, let's say £30,000 per month,
that's on passive. There's flips and other businesses as well, of course.
That's actually not that much. So I mean, to achieve, so 30,000, it's very realistic. 30,000 times 12, so he would need to make £360,000 per year, but then after tax he would get about 288, so net 24 grand.
No, so I'm saying after tax.
Even after tax.
Yeah,
okay,
so my 35 is after
So let's say
tax.
you want to make 40k before tax.
Yeah.
Okay, because 80% of that is 32,000.
Mm-hmm.
So you would need to make £40,000 before tax. £40,000 times 12, basically 500k here.
Yeah.
And if you just get an average of 15% ROI, which is very doable.
Yeah.
Divided by 0. So 500k divided by 0.15, you would need about 3.3 million in equity.
Okay, so then I'm a...
How many flips is that? 3.3 million?
Not flips in equity, there's no equity in flips, but in...
No, you make equity. Then you can use this to buy property.
Oh, yeah, but as in kept equity.
That's your net worth. You need 3.3 million invested at 50% to make 500k. Or you need 5 million invested at 10%. Or how about this? You need 2.5 million invested at a 20% ROI. And I think that's very doable in 1 or 2 years.
Oh, 100%, absolutely. I think now the equity I've got is 500,000, but it's going to drop when we mortgage it to about 250 to 300,000. So yeah, when you put it in perspective, that's been 6 months. Once you pick the momentum up, something like that, can be done, however, can be done quickly.
Your houses, right? They're 50 grand houses. How much profit do they make each month?
Single let, buy to let, anywhere.
200?
No, anywhere from 250 to 350, depending on location and if I'm managing them myself or if I'm not.
Okay,
and
so
I'm
let's
going to manage them all.
So to get 30k a month, no, you said 40k, right? So 40k divided by 300, pounds, you would need 140 houses.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And then if you 140 houses, right? And if you buy one a week, right? That's 3 years.
Yeah,
3 years.
If you buy all single lets, yeah, of course.
I looking to buy HMOs as well.
Yep, HMOs, blocks of flats is my preferred. I'll do a new build or two. I've got a commercial
It's like
conversion.
multiple houses, but in one building, one address.
And the humans are not stealing each other's milk, you know, they're separate, there's no fucking headaches. But yeah, there's land deals coming up. I got a commercial conversion, which I didn't realise I had, but I have now, because it's part of the back of a house, which is pretty freaking exciting. And then, yeah, it's going to be varied, but here's how I do it. And to conclude my end of the goals, I like the path of least resistance to the best result. Like Italian food. It's simple, but it's the best quality ingredients done very little to that taste beautiful, right?
Yeah.
I am Italian food. So please like, subscribe, comment, share this with your friends, and Property Investing with Claudius Vertesi.
Yeah,
is your
so
channel.
we filmed 2 videos with Tesh as well.
Yeah.
On my channel we talk about how he bought 11 houses in 6 months and other videos. So you definitely find this video interesting, so make sure you go watch it and subscribe to my channel as well. Also comment down below what your goals are in property investing, or just in general. Comment on your goals. He's gonna read the comments, and I'm gonna go to this video and read the comments as well.
Both of us.
So do that, smash the like button, subscribe to Tesh.
Yeah.
And comment also down below what other videos you want to see, any questions, and we will make those videos, whatever you want to see.
Amazing. See you soon, everyone.
Peace out.